All right, y'all, I'm going to be running y'all through today's price action in the trade that I took today at around 9:45-ish. 8:45-ish my time, 9:45 New York time or whatever. Okay, coming into the morning, I was feeling pretty bullish. We're in this 4-hour gap. We also wanted to hunt down to this gap, but we were respecting this gap at the time, but also disrespecting this one. So I was kind of unbiased, leaning more bullish, to be honest with you, because then we come down here and we have this 15-minute that we respected multiple times, as you can see the wicks here, and then multiple 5 minutes that we were tapped into, as you can see, like down here. We were respecting these pretty heavily. So I was honestly looking for a long setup until we inverse these gaps with this candle. I marked my OTE here. Didn't really get a setup off of that. So then we made another move up here. And that is where I marked my OTE and then marked it down at this leg, at this swing low. And then going down to the 1 minute, we see it tap in perfectly to this 5-minute gap that we created. This 5-minute bearish gap that we created. Tapped into OTE perfectly with that gap. I honestly wanted a better entry. That's usually what you get with OTE, is you get an entry right up around here and then you can take it all the way down here. But I just took this 1 minute for a 1 to 1.4 and ended up with around $289 on the day. Good little day. Almost have this eval half pass, so I'm very happy with that. But I'm going to just run y'all through why I placed my OTE here. I think you guys know why I took this trade, because of the inverse and also a tap into the 5 minutes. So it was an obvious setup today. Honestly, it was an obvious setup, but I'm going to run y'all through why I took this OTE, why I placed the OTE right here. Okay, so just bare bones market. We have the 5-minute gap here after displacing lower. And when we displace lower and have a move this strong and then move this obvious, I like to just place it at the most obvious lows and the obvious highs. So this is the last swing high that took out liquidity. So that's where I place it at the top. And this is the most obvious low that took out liquidity as well. So I'm just looking for obvious swing highs, obvious swing lows, and if it lines up with anything. Sorry, I have it backwards right now. I wasn't really paying attention. But yeah, and then I looked for a retracement back up into there. I also looked for reasons like not to take this trade. Like I said, we have 5 minutes down here that we were respecting, but we also inverse these ones. So I had a bearish bias after this move, to be honest with you. After these two 5-minute candles, bearish bias, looking for shorts. And that's pretty much it. But the lesson that I learned today, the lesson of the day, was to not scale out of your trades as heavy, because I scaled out around here at this low, and then I scaled fully out here, and I should have held it for longer. For one, just had at least one runner, one micro just running, could have made me like $100. Oh well, I'm not stressing about the money that I could have made, because that is a deep hole to go down. But do not scale out early. Respect your full TP like you respect your stop loss. And yeah, you don't need that money today. Go on to the next. How bad do you need that money today? If you need that money that bad today, you should not be trading, to be totally honest with you. But yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. Eval almost half passed, so follow along, watch me pass my first eval. Subscribe.